Give you a quick tour of our guest portal. And I'm going to start off just showing you what it would look like on a phone. So a couple things at the top. You can obviously customize the background image, has details, guest name, things like that to personalize it. This would normally be sent via text message or in an email. You decide when it is sent out. So it usually is a couple days in advance, or basically any of the emails that you send to the guests in advance, you can certainly do that. Now, from here, you can go down and it gives them details about their check-in, check-out, details of the room that they chose, schedule, which we'll get back to in a few minutes. Visit the website. You can send a message. So in this instance, maybe I could say, can I check in early? Send that off. And then from there, you can also get a phone number, a map, get directions, so it's easy to get to where they need to be, as well as a cancellation details here if it's something that you wanted to dig into. You'll also notice at the bottom here that we have add to Apple Wallet. This is a really nice feature so that guests can keep it in their wallet, keep all of the relative check-in times, details, etc. of their stay in one place. Just a really nice piece there. Now at the very bottom, we have check-in. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to keep moving this little guy around. And from here, we have a number of different things that we can do. We have any information that we've gotten from the guest already is going to be here. If we have a profile created for them as well, it's going to be pre-populated. You have a number of different details that you can ask for that from that guest, including dietary requirements, and then also things like booking purpose here. One thing I wanted to point out is if you are booking from the OTAs, you will know that oftentimes we don't have a real email address for the guest. So one of the first things we will do is if we do see that it is coming from an OTA, we will ask them for a real email at this stage so that you can have the relationship with the guest rather than the OTA. Now when I hit continue, you could ask for a bit more information here in regards to home address. These are just what we have in our demo environment. You can add in a number of different fields depending on your preference. When I go continue, you can also collect driver's license information here. And then when I go to the next screen, we now have where they will agree to terms and conditions, the property house rules, digitally sign off, and then go continue. Now, from here, we want you to have a relationship with all the guests that are staying with you, not just with the person that is the primary booker. So in this instance, we'll actually ask for the information of the other guests as well. Just a really good opportunity to expand your network of guests and really build out your database. You can use it for marketing purposes, etc., and also really helps you understand the guest preferences. So if maybe the second guest in the room ends up coming back, you can use the data that you have from the first one, maybe some of their preferences on while they were on site, and be able to use that towards really, expanding and elevating their experience from there. So if I hit continue, I'm just going to skip the second guest for now. Now, this can go a couple different directions. So if we had an upgrade available, the first thing that would actually be coming up here is saying, hey, we see you have a standard room. Would you like to get a deluxe room for another $75? In this instance, we didn't have it available. But from here, there's a number of different things I wanted to point out. We have things like a daily turn down service on a per night basis. It's free. We have a one-time charge for chocolates. We have a picnic basket that's $35 per person. We have a birthday package for $12.84. We have early arrival fees, etc. We also have things that are on per person per night. So this is breakfast. Now, if they took a breakfast package that already had this included, it would not appear. But in this instance, they can accept it for another per person per night rate. And then if I go down here, we can also get into things like zoo tickets, cabana rental on an hourly basis, office on a daily basis, or even things like EV chargers on a nightly basis. Now, some of these things at the bottom here are actually being run on a Mews timeline. So not everything has to be rooms within Mews. You can run things like parking stalls, you can run shared workspaces, offices, desks, cabanas, e-bike rentals. All of these things can live in Mews. And you'll notice if I go, for example, and pick the cabana here, I'm going to put in, it has the dates available here. I'm going to select what I prefer. Looks like there's no times on this one, but I will go to tomorrow and I will say that I want it from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock and then confirm that. And this is now booking on a timeline. So as you can see for today, I actually wouldn't be able to book this because it's already fully booked up. I can edit my reservation if I want to as well. And maybe I want to have the EV charger as well. This is also going to be on a timeline. So if we only have 2 or 3 EV chargers on the property, we do not have to worry about running out. All of this is possible in Mews. One other quick note here is that all of these will also be able to send a task or be created on a report. So either for in one of your internal teams, a certain individual, maybe your F&B team, or even an outside vendor, you can have very clear consistent automated reports and task management to ensure that these are being met as they need to. Now, with Mews, if we have a card on file, it is going to live at the guest level. However, if we add in, if we have an OTA booking and we maybe only have a virtual card on file, we will ask them for a real card at this stage. Just another way to really build a relationship between you and the guest. So it's a really meaningful addition. Now, when I go next, it is then going to take me to a screen where it says keys at reception. Just one note here is that we have released the Mews digital key, which also allows you to work with certain lock brands to be able to actually have your phone being used as your access control to and from the room. So definitely something to consider if you are looking at any lock hardware upgrades or updates in the near future. Now, when I go finish, one of the things that I wanted to point out is you'll now see that all of this has been updated. So my bookings have been updated, my schedule has been updated. And then again, it can all live on an Apple Wallet just as a way to really, again, ensure that your guests have everything about their stay, the whole itinerary put in one place. So there's no ambiguity around it. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tour, and certainly let me know if you have any further questions.